The possibilities are unlimited.
Unlimited.
Is that
an epic segue?
Is that gonna be like the whole thing? Like we're gonna cover this game like in its lifetime, and it's just gonna be everything we say is just gonna be like unlimited possibilities.
After a thorough examination, I have concluded not only are you ugly, you're a schmuck.
What is up?
Welcome
back.
Back. It's been a minute.
It is. Apologize for the delay. Not to put his business in the streets, but someone has been literally sick as a dog.
I've been out of commission, as you can probably tell or hear. I'm still not 100.
Much as we wanted to record, we thought none of you wanted to listen to Brian cough entirely. Also, I didn't want to get his ick.
Yeah.
So, we're here. We're back. Brian is feeling 95% of the way there. 90?
90. We'll give it a 90.
It's an A minus. I'll take it. But before we get too far, don't forget, like, subscribe, smash a like button, follow the channel, help us out, comment, tell us what you want to see, get involved, spread this around, show your friends, do all those cool things. Click all these.
Pew, 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 pew.
We'll put them in there. I had them in there, right?
Yeah, you do.
Do that. So, like and subscribe. And today we want to go more into some Star Wars Unlimited. We know it's not out yet, but we are so excited. As we talked about in the last episode, we're kind of changing gears. We're becoming kind of just, our main focus is going to be these Star Wars games. Brian being the minis guy, we're going to opt for Star Wars Legion. That's our war game, our mini game, our tabletop longer format game. And me being the more quick trading card TCG guy, I'm pumped for the Star Wars Unlimited. So today we thought we'd take a little time. They have fully announced all of the 6 aspects for Star Wars Unlimited. So we were going to run through each one, talk about them, talk how we feel about them, and tell you which ones we like the most. Stick around.
A little pause?
Yeah, we can. I'm glad you remember that. I was thinking of... I love you. Can I tell you something?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
I love you. I want you to know that. I hope you understand and appreciate how much I care about you. I want the world to know. I really do. For many reasons. One, because you tolerate all of my bullshit. And it is extensive. It is an extensive amount. But also because very often I think when we're talking or having a discussion or things are even what I wouldn't even say like heated or tense, but when things are like messy or annoying, I really appreciate you and your personality, because there are many times that I think if this was someone else, they'd be mad. Or if this was someone else, they'd be annoyed. Or if this was someone else, we'd have like an argument. And it's never like that. And I hope you know that. I'm not just saying that because we're on camera. I would say it off camera too. But I hope you know, like real talk. Like look in my eyeballs. I care about you. And that's why I love this relationship. And because I genuinely feel like when issues arise or problems arise or difficulty arises, you and I both look at each other and go, cool, accept it, annoying, but we're moving forward.
Got to. Leave that in the past.
Well, so pause.
Your overconfidence is your weakness.
Weak in gaming.
The dab is such a turd move, isn't it? Like, have you ever actually seriously dabbed in your life?
Just like as a joke to my kids.
Yeah.
Not like out in public.
They go, Dad, knock it off!
Yeah, of course.
Well, did Dad just say lit? Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, now they're saying cap and no cap. And,
yeah.
So I'm
trying
to get down on all the lingo.
It's cap.
Be capping.
These caps be capping.
So weekend gaming.
And talk about how pissed you are about Grievous and shit, dude. What have you been doing?
Right, so I can mention that stuff, right? I know if you want to say that.
No, 100%. This is what we did. Talk about what you've been doing when you've been home hacking up your looks.
All right, so weekend gaming.
This is our week in gaming. Ryan, what has your week been like?
Well, aside from the cold, the sickness, locked up, not doing much. I'm making progress on the Legion. As you know, I started Separatist. So I got the droids primed. I got everything primed. And we started painting the droids. Got those just about done. Did a unit of Magna guards and Grievous. Not fully stoked on how it came out. I'm my own toughest critic.
Brian's gonna lead you to believe that these models look
They
bad.
are. They are. Because if you play Legion, you're probably
I'm gonna edit a picture of him right here.
do it.
And you guys get in the comments. I'm gonna take a picture when Brian's not looking of his models, and I'm gonna edit it right here. And I want all of you in the to flood the comments with positive things to say about.
No, just be honest. Because even if you think it's a B, that's not good enough, right? But the week that was
respect though, because hey, I always respect someone trying to like level up and better their craft for sure.
So we're making progress. We plan this weekend to start really our first game in Legion.
Yes.
So we've been really getting on this painting. I got a few more miles to get up there, and hopefully this weekend they'll see the map. Also, so before I started the Ahsoka show on Disney,
you didn't like it. Weren't a fan.
Well, the show was okay, but I didn't like Ahsoka the character.
Okay.
I finished Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Did you watch that yet?
I didn't.
Okay.
Is that my homework?
I think that one got. I could be speculating, but I think that one got worse reviews. But dude, I was in. The very first episode, I didn't really care for, but after that, it was like. I mean, it was epic, dude. Action and Vader and like lightsaber duels. I mean, it was great, dude. So, I finished Obi-Wan. That was great.
How many episodes was it? 8? 6?
Yeah.
8?
Yeah, between 6 and 8. Nothing bad.
I thought they've been keeping them all kind of like that.
Yeah.
So did you say you watched The Mandalorian?
I did. I don't know if I finished. How many seasons are there?
2.
Maybe I watched the first season.
Did you watch Book of Boba Fett?
I did not.
Okay. Nice. I watched all of Mandalorian, all of Book of Boba Fett. I have not finished Ahsoka.
How was Book of Boba Fett?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really good. I think those two are probably up there. I think if you're saying that people liked Obi-Wan worse than Ahsoka, I think people probably liked Mandalorian and Obi-Wan. I mean Mandalorian and Boba Fett better. So that's probably like, in my opinion, like if we're talking about how they've been received by the community, I think there's some argument to that.
Well, I think there's like this stigma, like with the original trilogy, people have a hard on for Vader, right?
Sure. Yes.
And I remember when Rogue One came out, and it was like that last scene where like Vader appeared and just started slaying rebels.
Yeah.
It was like people just all they talked about. But it was just like a couple minute, spot at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm watching Obi-Wan, and there's like every episode has like massive amounts of Vader in it. And I was like, I'm surprised this wasn't like
people's not freaking out.
Yeah. So I was just surprised, but I dug the show.
I've actually been rewatching Clone Wars. Did you watch Clone Wars?
I did not. I have a thing about animated.
Yeah. I enjoy it though. Like it's very good. It's very well.
Because I heard Bad Batch is really good too.
Bad Batch is great. I think Bad Batch is sweet. I really enjoy it. But I was watching. I like to get like super in a theme. I know I'm like nerd level 1000. I like to put like Clone Wars on while I'm painting.
Oh, for sure.
Guys. Like, I'm like painting clones while I'm watching clones. I'm just like with my Star Wars T-shirt on, like with my lightsaber lit up in the background. Like I'm like nerd level.
Got
But so for me, I'm similar boat. I am getting caught up. Like I said, I'm playing clones. I have opted just to take a very simple, basic clone list because Brian has played Legion a little bit. I have never at all. So this Friday will be my first game. We'll do kind of a video beforehand. We'll show our armies, and then we'll do maybe one next week, kind of just talking about how it went and how we felt about the game. But so I decided I wanted to play something that was, I think, as simple as a Legion army can get. So I just played clones, Phase 1, Phase 2, and ARC Troopers, and then I went with Rex and Cody, who are the clone commanders, because I just figured it was just on theme, it was easy, I'm already painting clones. So I've got everybody built, everybody primed. I've painted one of the bark speeders, and then I have my whole squad of all my Phase 1s. I think I have 2 squads of Phase 1s all painted, and I have just a squad of Phase 2s and a squad of arcs that I need to finish up. So I think
So,
if I
yeah.
really put some effort in, and I'm not like Brian. I'm not. I'm over here.
So you're talking me up already
We're
too much.
contrast painting only at my house, where we are.
Same
I'm over here thinking about how I can not paint the face. Like if I just like oil the face, will it look enough like shadowy? I don't know.
I agree.
So that's it. So everything Star Wars over here. Super pumped about Unlimited. Prep and Legion. Hopefully in a couple days we're gonna get out of game of Legion. We're gonna try to pump out a few videos just because we've been out of the game. So hopefully we'll have a bunch of stuff coming up for you guys. So why don't we take a little break and we'll come back with this week's main topic. Yo, this week we are here to talk Star Wars Unlimited. More specific, possibilities. We need like a little banner. Unlimited possibilities, like a little neon sign. But no. So we want to talk about. They have given like a little kind of nugget on each of the aspects, and we're pumped about the game. We actually were talking today at work about really just how pumped we are for this game. I think it's going to offer up cool variety. It's going to be competitive in like a good way. I don't think it's going to be like stupid. I'm sure there's going to be some meta. Something's going to be powerful, but from what it's looking right now, I mean, I'm very excited about like.
Let's touch on that.
Let's touch on what? Sorry, let's touch on what.
Do you have any concerns or like you hope the game doesn't go like something you don't want to see in the game that could potentially ruin it in your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, I think we hit the nail on the head today. We were talking about this earlier. We were having a little bit of discussion. I think one thing when we look at the way the game works, the allowance of cards to be played in any deck, I think, is beautiful on the surface. I think it makes for like cool, like anything's playable, and I think that it's smart that they added like a tax. For those who don't know, if you're playing Star Wars Unlimited, you have the colors of your leader, you have the colors of your base. You can play a card that is outside of your colors, and when you play it in the game, it just costs 2 additional colorless resources to cast for each color symbol you don't have in your leader or base's like color trio. So that concerns me a little bit because I'm worried that something will come out that's so broken or so powerful that it's just like every deck plays it and doesn't care about the the tax. You know, so like I don't know what that would be, and I haven't seen enough of the game yet, but I'm worried there's going to be some bomb card that you see at a competitive level, everyone goes, well, it's just worth paying the extra 2. I don't care if it's on theme or on color. I'm just jamming 3 into my deck.
Well, that's why I'm curious how tough it's going to be or how easy it's going to be to get resources, because is paying an extra 2 not a
detrimental?
Yeah, is it tougher than it sounds, or is it just right. 2 resources? That we were talking about that. That worries me as well. Also, I'm a theme guy.
Yeah.
So like we were saying, like if you have if Han's even like a character, and there's some like force ability that you can just put in his deck and pay, the extra resource cost to use it. That just seems
right. Like you said, like if every Han deck is using force choke, like what are we doing now? Like if that's what's happening, like all of a sudden, like every Han deck is winning because they're splashing for a force choke and just paying 2 more. That's annoying.
So I'll hold reservations, obviously, until we know. But that's what I would guess scares me on this.
Well, and even reading through these, I wonder if it might be easier for certain other colors, because like from like what you look at, not to jump too far ahead, but command is the green aspect. And it notably in the first paragraph they talk about it gains more resources. So maybe like green is the color that's like able to splash something else because they're ramping, as we say. But who knows? Who knows?
Okay. So let's jump into this.
Yeah, what you want to go ahead? You want to start with one? You want to just go back and forth?
Yeah. So there's like we said, there's 6 aspects. First of which is vigilance, which is blue. And some of these you could probably catch on if you are familiar with Magic at all, and their colors, sort of what they do. So if you've guessed it, blue would be your defense, your control type color. preventing your opponent to do certain things, which I can tell you right now will be my least favorite. I'm an aggro guy.
It's the defense thing.
No, and I hate playing against it, man. At least in Magic, it was terrible. Because I feel like when things can prevent you from playing the game, it's already a bad moment. So
I'm sure there are many Magic players that share that.
Yes,
I think control is probably the most hated.
I've never been a fan of blue, but
in many games.
But there you have it. It's vigilance. It's blue. It's going to control you.
Well, so a couple of things we saw too. So it looks like there's one of the blue leaders is Chewbacca. So there's a Chewbacca leader that grants a keyword Sentinel. Sentinel is a keyword that basically says it forces your opponent to attack this character first. So in blue, you're gonna see characters with this Sentinel keyword that are gonna kind of shake up your game. Where an aggro player is gonna want to maybe be chipping away directly at your base, or kind of picking the targets, or maybe it would be better, more advantage for them to hit another target. These Sentinel characters are gonna force these players to get them out of the way first. There's another one too in the realm of defense. Grit is another keyword that blue gets. Grit is a keyword that when you take more damage, you basically gain more power. So as the character takes damage and its HP lowers, its power, its damage increases. So you're kind of getting tougher as you. So the blue is really sort of sitting back and kind of like Rocky. It's just it's take and pounding. It's like Rocky versus
right.
Ivan,
and then till the end game, and you just
and then you you fucking go nuts, right? Yeah. So that's the way blue's playing. Blue. And then the second color we have is I had it in order here. I wrote them out. Did I go in order?
I don't know if there's a right order. I just
no. Your order's the same as mine. Red.
Okay.
Red's aggression. Yeah, you don't have to sell us on aggression. And I like that because it is. They're not even being shy. They're going. This is mono red. This is classic OG Magic. This is most games have got some sort of even in your Pokemon, your fire is your red. It's your fire Pokemon. They tend to be higher damage, less defense. They're attack. So red is going damage all the way. It's got direct damage. I've seen. Couple burn spells, just deal 4 damage to a character. It also has overwhelm, which for those Magic guys is just trample. It's allowing damage to flow over, so you're getting red is all damage, getting damage through, dealing direct damage. A lot of characters are doing ping damage. There's even I thought it was interesting. Sabine Wren damages both of you. So you're kind of I'm dying and you're dying, but you're just dying faster.
Yeah. That's
and I like that too. So it puts a real clock on the game.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know if it'll be like this, but I don't like a lot high resource costing cards. So generally speaking, red aggression, it's cheaper. It allows you to get stuff out quicker, more, which is what I'm a fan of. I don't want cheap stuff. Be able to play the hand out. Damage, as the article stated.
Yeah.
Just right to the face.
They did. They said damage. They
I like
3 times.
I want a decision tree. I just want it kind of simple. I'm just going to be straightforward. So
well, and there's a lot of people, and I'll be honest, because as a mono red player for years for Magic, I played mono red in Modern. I played mono red in Legacy. I play it in Standard whenever it's viable. I will defend it to the day I die. And people can get at me in the comments. Get after me in the comments if you want. I'm going to say that the decisions you make in a mono red deck are more important and have more determination on the outcome of the game than you do in a control deck. Because in a control deck, you leave yourself a world of options. You have a bunch of options. You have cards or a bunch of cards. If I play my last 2 cards wrong in a mono red deck, I just lose.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I would argue that the decision tree is actually harder and stricter in a red aggro deck than it is in a deck that's drawing a ton of cards or gaining life. Because the red is just all or nothing. You're sending it like a missile. And if you screw up, you bombed out. So I would argue that those few decisions you're making sometimes are more important.
Yeah. Good point. I agree.
What do we got next?
Well, I don't know if we want to. So there's two colors.
You literally just read my mind. I was hoping you would combine white and black because they're the same, and I think they're just.
So we're talking about white and black. Heroism is white. Villainy is black.
Look at you. Look at us. We're all synced up. We're like Jedi mind powers.
And the reason I think we should combine these is there's not really a play style to each one individually. It may sound like these are going to be more common among the other aspects. So you may need the white heroism with another color in order to play it. Right?
Well, it almost feels like they're the core, right?
Right.
It almost feels like at the core you're gonna have like Chewbacca's blue, but he's like obviously he's a hero, right? So Chewbacca's gonna be white blue, you know, where like villain, like Kylo Ren is gonna be red aggression, right? Obviously, so he's gonna be black red. Because I don't know if you could even do it two colors. From what I gather, from what we've gathered so far, it sounds like it's gonna be three colors no matter what. It's gonna be base and character is gonna be two, and you're gonna be three. I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna be two, unless there's like a mono-colored character,
or
like,
or if any bases have two colors, I guess.
Or I guess there's a possibility you could play a base that's the same color as your character. But then I wonder, are you just limiting your card pool then, right? Because you're getting resources, and then you just need to be able to have the right color, so you don't have to pay the tax. So I feel like almost two color, unless like the base is that sick or does something cool that you need when you're playing a character. So I guess you could have maybe like a black red leader and then a red base. So you would be
black red.
I don't know. And one thing we also haven't seen, not to digress too far, is I haven't seen any, but I'm not saying there's not going to be. I haven't seen any like colorless. So I think that might bring a whole other level later too, right? Like I wonder if there's going to come out with like a sort of how like Magic has an artifacts, right? And it's just like you can pay with any color. I wonder if they're gonna evolve into that eventually, where there's just gonna be like random blaster, you know, or like random, you know.
And if it follows, it seems like in a little bit it is following Destiny. Destiny did have that too. It had gray.
Did it?
Weapons and stuff that you could assign to anyone. So the design space is definitely there. So I wouldn't see.
Yeah, like you know, I could see like a communicator item. You know, that's just like anyone could use it. You know, you put it in any deck and it does something. You know, or like a random like you know, comlink tower that gives your troops some sort of buff or something. I don't know. You know, I'm just spitballing, but I could see exactly. I could see a gray.
Yeah.
Where it's like this doesn't has no color identity, so any deck can use it. So that's the black and white. Black is hero. Is it technically heroism?
White is heroism.
White is heroism.
Black is villainy.
Did I say white and black?
You said black.
I want to say gold because
I know. I'm an idiot, guys.
They looked like they did. I thought the black was purple on the website. My bad. Black and white.
I guess black makes more sense, but
yes, sure. So then after that we get into command green. Command feels again. I give them. I'm not mad at them. They're taking cues right from one of the greatest TCGs, if not the greatest TCG of all time. So green sounds like ramp and tons of creatures, you know, which I think that's kind of when you think of green and Magic, you think of ramp spells, and I think you think of like fat big creatures. And I didn't see any like kind of they let it more like
just resource management in general, like gain more resources than your opponent to do more things end game wise.
And also, they made it feel like it was going to be a lot of things. Like they were talking about having like a lot of a lot of creatures. So I don't know if it's necessarily like stompy, like big ships and big honking things, or if it's just going to be like a flood of units.
Oh, units, yeah.
And then and it sounded like they had resource management items, and resupplies that were going to come in, and they were like specific resupply cards that would just give you an extra resource. That I think it comes into play exhausted, so it's going to be kind of like a being able to cheat an extra resource into play just to get like a resource advantage.
Yeah.
And last but definitely not least,
one of my favorites. Cunning.
Cunning is
Yellow.
going to be spicy.
Now this would be your tricks, your disruption, being deceitful. This is what I'm most excited for. I can see me playing red, yellow all day. Give me the aggro damage with some trickery, some disruption, pissing my opponent off.
I think if you go blue yellow, you just ruin everybody's whole.
Yeah, that's a
I
nightmare.
think you go blue yellow.
That's a nightmare.
I think if you're playing cunning vigilance, I think you're just you have no friends at the table anymore. Like you're just like everyone's just mad you're there.
Yeah. I don't know. They previewed that card. I forgot to.
Which one?
It was actually called Cunning. Did you see it?
Oh, so each that's all of the 4.
Oh, they have. That's what the card's
They
called.
have
Yes.
like a double color, like basically like a bomb. So I think they cost like 5 or 6 resources or something big, and they all are like they're like modular. They have like multiple modes. So they're like pick 2, and like from what I've seen, like all the modes look.
It was a pretty good example of what each color does.
Yeah, what
right?
they do. Like, it's essentially it's almost like the essence of the color.
Right.
Yeah. So and the cunning one is pretty well. Cunning is doing like cool stuff. Like I said, they said cunning will have the most like spells, like the most like action cards, as opposed to like units and items and characters. Like cunning's just gonna have like doing stuff. Also, cunning has ambush. Now that was the other thing too. They've noted all of these keywords in certain colors, right? So they gave us ambush, which is like essentially charge. Ambush is like getting to attack as soon as you're played. But I wonder if they're gonna let that cross over. Like I wonder if there's gonna be red, because like magic bleeds over a little bit too. Like sometimes you'll get like like a green card with haste.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you'll get a red card that has like a life gain ability, which is like traditionally white, Or you get like a red card that says counter target certain color spell or return spell to their hand, So I wonder if they're going to allow it to bleed over where you might see an aggressive red card that has the ambush keyword, or you have, maybe a green card with the sentinel keyword where it's forcing it to block. It's like a bigger creature.
Or there's none of that, and if you want to play that card, you have to pay the penalty or pay the penalty.
Yeah, so cunning is getting ambush. They're also getting one thing that I really like is they're getting a lot of like enter the battlefield, or what they call like when played abilities. It's your enter the battlefield. So like you're getting a lot of things that happen. A lot of things are kind of moving and shaking. Also, one thing that I did see that seems annoying as well is that a lot of the yellow cunning cards have ways to exhaust your opponent's characters, and sometimes even keep them exhausted for like an extended period of time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
man.
so you're just like, that guy you have that you just really got excited about playing. Like he doesn't have to go anywhere. He just can't do anything.
Yeah.
He just can't. He's just gonna sit there. Oh, you just spent 7 resources on like a battle cruiser.
Yeah.
It sure would suck if it just turned sideways and didn't get to do anything. So I think cunning's going to be really fun. I'm excited for all of them. I think, to me, we agree on yellow for sure. And even though I'm an aggro player, I would say I'll be right out of the gate. I'm excited to play yellow blue. I want to play vigilance and cunning. I just want to be doing all of the controlling, trickery, Jedi mind trick things.
I'm not surprised that you would choose blue and yellow.
Yeah, why? That's it. Yellow's my favorite color, period, in real life, IRL. I love anything yellow.
Yeah, but we just got done talking about how annoying it would be to play against blue and yellow.
And then you think...
And this guy over here is like, sounds like what I'm going to do.
The most obnoxious thing I can think of. It's Ryan playing a trading card game.
So, you'll probably hear plenty of me complaining.
About how stupid
blue, yellow
is. But who knows? I want to try them all. I'm excited to try them all. Guys, we want you to feel it. We want you to know how excited we are for these 2 games. This is where we're putting all of our energies, where we're putting all of our eggs. We're stoked for this IP. We love this IP. We love this format. We hope you guys too. So please, chime in. Let us know what you think about all the aspects for Unlimited. Let us know what you're playing in Legion, what we should be playing, what you're watching, where you're at in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, please comment. Let us know what your favorite aspect is, what your least favorite is. Talk to us about Legion. Lists we should maybe run. I'm a separatist player now. If I'm running just hot garbage, give me something good.
Well, we'll come back next Friday. This Friday, a couple days. We're going to come back with another video. We'll have our lists. We'll have some updates on our painting progress. We'll have our game state set up, and we'll talk about all things Legion on Friday.
Yeah, man. Good times. Later.